Hey, hope everybody's having a wonderful Sunday, my YouTubian friends. I am coming at you today to uh, basically answer the questions that were asked to me when I put out my video asking for questions. So, I got quite a few, and it's actually probably going to take me more than one video to answer some of these questions, because there were 2 or 3 people that asked some pretty long answered questions. So, I'm going to tackle the short ones this morning and start there. I'm going to start with Juicy Exo Princess asked me, have I ever wanted to try the femme roll? And Ami, you answered the question for me perfectly. It's never even crossed my mind. I have been butch since I was a little kid, and I've never had a femme bone in my body, man. So I don't understand, or I can't even fathom it, you know. There goes Noah. Noah! Bad Noah. In Cyborg Manifesto asks, do I ever date femmes? Yes, I basically only date femmes. I've never dated another butch, although I have been interested in somebody who's genderqueer. So I leave open the options. But normally, yeah, I date mostly femmes. So, and then Chris Hermery asks, what did it feel like to serve my country? Would I do it again? And what advice would I give to somebody who's going in? Well, I was 18 years old when I went into the service, and it was a troubled young kid. And it was basically one of those choices where it was either go in the service or end up in jail. So I chose the service, and it was a very good choice, actually, because I needed the discipline and I needed the lockstep and all of the stuff that the service brings to you to keep you in line. I needed that. I raised holy hell for the first year I was in. I ended up in corrective custody for 30 days of hard labor. I'm not going to say I was an angel, because I never was. But after I got my ass whooped at hard labor for 30 days, I minded my P's and Q's, and I excelled. And I did very well in the military. I should have stayed longer, because this year I would be retiring at 48 years old, 30-year pension. That's nothing to shake a stick at. So, but I only stayed the 6 years because I thought that life was going to end or something. And I don't know what you think when you make those stupid decisions. But if I was to give somebody advice today that was going to go into the service, I would say, A, pick a job that you can use when you get out of the service. Pick an MOS, military occupational specialty, that you can use outside of the military, such as telecommunications, medical, energy stuff, engineering, things like that you can use when you're outside of the service. Even MPs, are fully prepared to be police officers or correctional officers when they get out. 11 Bravo, foot soldiers, dudes, I'm afraid that there is no outside job other than becoming a mercenary, alright? Which, hey, maybe that's your bag, but, I don't think it's a really steady job. Anyway, so that's the advice I would give. And the other thing I would give is when you think you're ready to get out, think twice, because it's not so long to stay in there and get a really good pension. So, and it's a pretty great way of life, actually. They pay well, they take care of you well, as long as you don't have to spend 6 or 7 tours in Iraq, which, of course, right now is probably status quo for everybody. When I was in, it was the Cold War, and Russia, and Cuba, and, a whole lot of posturing and not a lot of firing. So anyway, that's my answer to those questions, and that eats up about 4 or 5 minutes. And I will be answering Lady Lover's question about my 3 best childhood memories, which will be one video, and then I will be answering Zen Ambience questions, which are a whole bunch of questions about prejudice within the LGBT community, and some other really interesting questions. Check out the comments in my questions video, and you'll see what those questions are. Oh yeah, that's right. Artfully Proud asked me about my 3 favorite books. There is a book called Hit by a Farm, that is about two lesbians who start a sheep farm in like Idaho. It's a great book. It's a really great read. It's a one-day read, you know, if you're any type of a reader like I am. But it's a really good book. It's a fun book, and I really love it. The Hobbit, I loved, you know. I never got into any of the Harry Potter books at all. Never got into the movies either. I just think I was just too old for that shit. Let me see. Clan of the Cave Bear was a good book. Hey, this Butch Film Erotica book that I got here is a pretty good book. I don't know if anybody's seen that in my other videos. I got a couple of them now that are edited by Tristan Taormino. This is a really good one. Sometimes she lets me. Excellent, excellent, excellent short stories, guys. And this one here, again, edited by Tristan Taormino. Okay, the best of lesbian erotica. Both good books. I like particularly the first one. For Sometimes She Lets Me. That's actually my favorite out of the two. Other books, I don't know. I have no real idea. I read so many books I don't even remember anymore. Alright, later.